Okay, I'm going to play with those little jar molds I bought from Amazon. One's a hex, one's a square. So, this is the inside of the lid. This is the inside of the lid. And this is the jar itself. And this is the jar itself. So, important to note. I don't know how much resin they take. I didn't measure them, so we're gonna find out. But I'm gonna do gold flakes in one of them, just gold flakes. And one of them I'm gonna do something with alcohol inks. Probably the square one. I'm gonna use the HTVRont inks. And I think I'm gonna go ahead and use the sapphire blue and the deeper white, and I don't want to use the silver. One of these blacks is supposed to be a metallic, and I think it's this one, so I might pull that out and play with that a minute. So I'm gonna shake them all up. I'm actually gonna go ahead and pour the resin into this one. And I just overfilled the lid already, so yeah. And I think I'm only gonna do half, and then I'm gonna do the blue, and then I'm gonna pour the other half and do the black, I think. So, I'm gonna get the blue and the deeper white out first. These are the HTVRont inks that I bought. I'm not sure if I opened this one yet. Of course not. So, I need to poke a hole in that top. Maybe with this one. And I probably don't have the black one opened either. So, let me do that as well. Even though I'm going to put the lid back on the black a minute, because that's really going to need to be shaken up. Doesn't matter, because I haven't used them yet. So I'm going to put some blue in. I'm going to do the lid too with a little bit of blue. I'm going to shake the white up as well. And I'm going to repeat that probably 3 times. I don't remember if I put more blue on there or not. I don't think I did. I'm actually going to finish with color. And I'm going to call that enough. So, I don't know how much of the clear is going to float or mix with the blue. It's probably going to push most of the blue back to the top. And I do have more resin mixed over here. I'm going to grab some. I just have it in a fairly large container, so. And that did bring a lot of blue to the top. But I'm going to go ahead with the black anyways. Oh, this is definitely metallic. Okay. So they're not marking the metallic black as a metallic. And I don't know if the white will push the metallic or not. So. And I'm just going to do 1 drop dead center on the lid. and then a drop of white, and a drop of the black. And I'm just going to let that do its thing. I'm going to see if this is kind of leveled off, or if it needs a bit more. And it does need, I want it full to the top, but not overflowing to the point where I end up with flash. So, kind of get yourself down to level with your project. I think that's good. It's going to close itself back up some. So I am going to call that done. I'm going to let it be what it'll be. And I'm going to come over and mix in some lovely gold foil. There's a little silver foil on my tweezers. These will break apart some as I mix. I know it's going to look like I'm putting a mad crazy a lot in here, but they'll break down. So, plenty. Get the lid back on before they go everywhere. And go ahead and mix. I don't know why they fall apart when you mix them, but they do. And this one is going to take a little bit less resin, I believe, than the blue one over here did. But I could be wrong. Kind of push them against the side of your cup if you need to break them down more. My resin is starting to heat up, so I'm a little bit concerned about that, but not terribly concerned. Just mix it as good as you can, especially if you find any big chunky bits. Although in this particular product or mold, I'm not sure that I care if I have bigger spots. So that looks pretty good. I'm gonna go ahead and pour my lid first. And I'm actually going to go ahead and add a little bit more resin to this cup, because I don't think there's going to be enough in there. So I'm going to give it another mix. And I'm going to go ahead and pour it. There are a couple chunky pieces of gold, but yep, so I need just a little bit more. I'm still going to mix it into the gold one. Just to pick up any of those stray pieces of foil, just so it's not completely plain. I want my bottom to have no foil whatsoever. I'm going to get down to level so I can see again. So that should be good. It's slightly domed. This one's not really domed, but it should be okay. And I think the lid is actually a little bit short on this one. So I'm going to go ahead and add a tiny bit to the lid. Okay. So that is it for these. I'm going to spritz probably just this one with alcohol. This one should have mostly popped all the bubbles itself, but this one I'm going to want to run a mister on. So I have these little mini misters. This one just has 91% alcohol in it. And I will just spritz the top of the mold, and that'll pop the surface bubbles. I'll do it a couple times as more bubbles rise up, but hopefully that'll help eliminate some of the bubbles in the mold. Okay, it's the next day. I am ready to get these unmolded. I'm going to scoot this out of here. So I'm going to start with the lids. Let's start with the blue one first and see how we did. And this is a little bendy yet. So this is something I didn't factor in using alcohol inks like this. I really should have just kept my inks to the side and left the top clear. I do have some little bubbles in the threading especially, so it didn't click with me that the top typically comes out ugly on a Petri style thing and the bottom is the pretty part, so that's on me. I'm going to try and get this out of here. I'm working it. I'm working it. All right. So I'm going to try and get my mold put back immediately. I try not to leave any of them that turn inside out sitting inside out for even a minute. So that's kind of cute. And even with the little bubbles, the lid fits, so yay. Love the way the bottom came out. Wish I'd just mixed the resin into the top so it didn't have that clear rim, but surprisingly enough, it works. This one will just stay with me, so I'll find some kind of little treasure to stick in there. And let's go on to the next one. Love the way that lid came out. Absolutely love it. There's still a few little bubbles on the inside, but nothing terrible. I'm quite pleased with that lid. And I'm going to try and scoot this out of here. Boom. Alright, I'm going to get this one turned back inside out now. Goodness. They're actually pretty sturdy, these molds. They're like quite thick. I'm kind of impressed with them. So there's the jar. This one came out really, really cute. I'm really happy with this. Even where some of that leafing stayed a little bit chunkier, it still looks really cool in here. So, does the lid fit? Yes, but it goes a tiny turn past where it's truly lined up. But probably not the end of the world. I would prefer it to fit perfect, but yeah, so there's my first two resin jars. You know, My bad. But I'm definitely going to pour some more of these. I mean, it's actually kind of cute if you go a half a pass turn. So it actually, and I mean, honestly, maybe that's the way they intended it. I don't know. Oh, if I tighten it, I can force it to go to lined up. So there we go. Perfect. Let me get these out of the way real quick. I think I'm definitely going to be getting these re-poured almost immediately, just to see some different things, like putting some glass in, maybe this one. And I kind of want to pour a full set of these with all of my leaf colors. Or maybe even re-pour one and put some black flowing up from the bottom. Perhaps would be cute. So, I hope you like these ones. I don't love the top of that one, but definitely fun. I will definitely be doing more of these, and thank you for watching.